Welcome back to the Achilles channel, everyone. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about Saul Alinsky again. Everybody, don't get glazed over yet. It's going to be a quick one. Saul Alinsky talks about organizing inside the system, and a lot of people say, "Oh, the system of the government." It's not only the system of the government; it's the system of the United States of America. And when they organize, what they do is the goal is to collapse the system. That's what it is. So you have to go in and you have to, start a grassroots organization. And the way you do that is you create organizations, for one, and you solicit organizations that are already existing, charity organizations, Greenpeace, things like that. They created Acorn, which is their darling. But what they do is that they'll like Greenpeace, for example, they'll solicit from Greenpeace, support from Greenpeace. And if Greenpeace doesn't like their ideology, they'll say no. But that's when their mantra of, if you can't beat them, join them. So if they don't go along, you join their organization and you change their organization from within. And that's what these people do. It's all about compromising, going along, okay, in order to change it from within. Infiltrating the system, okay. For example, this financial crisis. If you can't beat them, join them. You can't beat capitalism, you can't. So you join them. So you saddle up with the banks, you get in bed with the banks, you perpetuate the greed, you regulate in such a way that it puts the power in the hands of the banks and the corporations, and you let the greed create crisis. And then you come out as the white knight and you're going to save everybody from the financial, the elites, the Wall Street fat cats. But in reality, they caused it. They created it through regulations. But they joined. You understand? You can't beat them, join them. Just like in the insurance industry. You can't beat them, join them. So they joined them. They got in bed with the insurance companies and they regulated in such a way that it prevented competition between insurance companies. And they loved it. They created mass wealth by denying people, by creating this so-called healthcare crisis, where everything's so god-awful expensive, people can't afford to even have insurance. Can't beat them, join them. And then when all this created, they came out as the white knights, and now they're going to save it. It's all a way to get in and change it from within. Create a reformation, a hatred. Create a hatred for these. And the way you do that is you create. That's the word. That's the key word. Create. Regulate in such a way that it puts the power in their hands so that the people will empower you to take over. Empower you to change it. And when government goes into change, they don't reform, they take over. They control. That's what Saul Alinsky was all about. Saul Alinsky and Cloward-Piven are what we're seeing here today. It takes time for these things to happen. Everybody's, it happened in the 60s. They talked about it in the 60s. We're living it today. It took from that point till now. They've infiltrated the systems. All of these community organizing groups and all of these charities, you don't even know who they are anymore. You don't know who's running these charities. You don't know where that money's going. Do you understand that? They fleece the government and the state and local coffers, and this money goes to build up their organization. And that's what it's doing. It's not helping anybody. If it was helping anybody, don't you think this would be a better country? Don't you think that poverty would be solved if all of these wonderful programs that they've created worked? No. They're created to destroy. To create a reformation, to create a hatred for the system, and for America, for that matter. How many people in this country hate their own country? How does that happen? It's created. It's created by them so that you will give them the power to change it. That's the key word, change. God bless America.